associate with people who are about that life. And this is what we also can fall into in faith when we follow people, when we follow mere men rather than concerning following God. And Paul is saying, you are still immature believers because you're not going to the source. You have no interest in going to the source. You claim you want to grow and serve God, but you're not acting like you believe that it's Him who is doing it. And keep in mind that Paul is not calling the Church of Corinth non-believers. He is simply telling them that they have lost. They've gotten off course from what their foundation was built on. And further, he goes into foundations here in chapter 3, verse 10. He says, "Because of God's grace to me, I have laid the foundation like an expert builder." Now, he's talking about the Church of Corinth. He's talking about the church. Now, others are building on it, but who is building on this foundation must be careful. So further, he goes into the various materials that one can build on a foundation, and he's saying that the foundation is solid. Nobody can come in and build a foundation on top of another foundation. And he's saying, but be careful of the materials that you use on building this foundation. He's saying that you want to build on this foundation things that will withstand the test. And in this example, he uses the fire will show if a person's work has any value. That if the materials were not strong in building the structure on top of the foundation, namely your life, namely the church, and the inner workings of the church, that they would perish to test, to fire. So we know we want to build on the foundation of Christ, our lives, things that can withstand and withhold. And luckily, he doesn't leave us there. He ends this chapter here. Paul says that everything belongs to you. He tells him, can you not see that Christ is inside of you? He says everything belongs to you, and you belong to Christ, and Christ belongs to God. Hear what he is saying here. He is saying that you have a responsibility here on this earth. I have entrusted you with the world. The world belongs to you now, and you belong to Christ. So there are things that are done that have to be done belonging to Christ. And Christ belongs to God, so these things will be done. That's the promise of the gospel. It's just huge stuff for our lives, for our salvation. The fact that we can get here to this place where we follow teachers and pastors and leaders and good men and women, and rightly so, for being instruments of God. And but at the heart of that, if our heart is not after the glory of God, if it is simply after an association with somebody who knows him well, Paul's saying that is not enough for maturity in a spiritual life with Christ, and an intimate relationship with Christ. He's saying that is not enough, that we must desire and build upon the foundation that is Christ. I pray that this message resides with you this morning. I pray that you open up chapter 3 in 1 Corinthians for yourself. Read this, take notes intently, apply it to your life. This is huge for what we see today with the social media and the life of a follower and following people and being followed. So be blessed today.